He's ready to attack this opening break. Eight ball absolutely flying. One of those breaks, Simon, where you just can't quite believe it's dry, and before all the balls have even stopped moving, both Jaden and Savanah are out their chairs ready to take this one on.
𝗚𝗡𝗚 a little bit loose, but yeah, power there. But the thing that was noticeable for me, assuming we don't get to see it here from the commentary box, but assuming that Jaden and Savanah have set themselves up that Jaden would play frame 3, they not winning the lag is definitely a disadvantage for them, because if they'd won the lag, then they would have had the break in the opener, Jaden would have the break in 3 and the break in 5. So they set it up where he can get frozen out of this match. But right now, he's out there with his partner Savanah and an opportunity. A lot hinges on this shot, though. And that straightened quite a lot on him. Got that one wrong.
Where it's landed is a bit of a touch, though. If they'd left that red to bottom left, that might have enabled John and Kate to come straight in.
These Scotch frames are always so important. We saw that all the way through the Pairs Cup, even more so in the mixed pairs. Over the course of the whole season on the mixed pairs, we will see slightly less frames per match, just marginally, than we did in the Pairs Cup, and that means that the Scotch frame, being the opening frame, will carry even more weight. If they're trying to go here, it's dangerous, because that red on the left-hand side below the centre pocket is pretty dead without a great ball to open it up as well.
Yeah, and I wonder here if you're John and Kate, and they aren't going to go, they are going to pull back. Right decision for me. And I wonder here if, you know, these two, you know, they are the experienced pairing, and they know by instinct, Jaden and Savanah, especially Jaden, is going to want to go at every opportunity. He believes, and he should, that he can clear up from everywhere. And is there some value in sort of setting them down the river a little bit and dangling that carrot?
Yeah, quite possibly. I think it's how you do it. I don't think the safety previously was a particularly good one. I think bumping the red into the middle of the table rather than putting on the top cushion and getting the cue ball to the same area, which was possible, may well have been better for them, because it gives them a ball to become a potential breaker ball for their problem. Sometimes it's how you play safe rather than just playing safe. Red off the yellow as the play, which helps them if they don't want to go, as in it's made the yellows worse. And they're obviously not going to go, but it hasn't opened up their red. The double still doesn't go, and it still needs to be broken out, so. Important to get the hit here. Not really worried about what they leave, because the red is so dead on the left-hand side, so unless they break it out, which is unlikely, just getting the hit and not fouling. Because with ball in hand, you can... It is going to be ball in hand. So can you get yourself an angle to be able to pop the one probably right centre and then go into one on the left-hand side? I don't think it goes bottom left corner. That's what they're looking for. Every chance they're not on anything after this shot, though.
It's a pretty good shot from Kate to open things up.
Yeah. Need a good one now, though.
Yeah.
This is a poor angle. You can clip this back, and you can take it to the corner, but both are very difficult, and both have very tough cue balls. As in, is it in off? It probably isn't if he takes it to the middle. Looks like it's going to go more towards the red, but they decided to pull back.
Again, don't think it's the worst idea in the world, but you do need to leave this cue ball safe, and I would suggest they maybe haven't. Jaden immediately comes to look at these two yellows on the left-hand side.
the difference one quarter roll would make. If they get that welded behind that right at the top, they're almost certain to get a chance to win the frame off the back of it. Now there's a safety option. And a safety option opening up 2 bad yellows.
Never a safety option there.
Or just go. That's a fabulous shot. And they're actually a little bit unfortunate because they haven't actually left themselves a great ball to take on. They can't. Oh, I suppose they can clip the one bottom right. What am I talking about? Of course they can. It couldn't land more perfect.
Yeah, running that gap is nice as well. That was the fear for me, to be honest, because you're absolutely spot on. I think a lot of players would have potentially looked to play safe there, especially with Savanah playing the shot, but emboldened by Jaden saying, no, we're going here, and I back you to make it. Lovely bit of execution. That, however, little bit risky, quite close to the side of the pocket.
A little edgy, that one.
Yeah.
I think the good thing about the shot that Savanah played originally was that if they wanted to play safe, they were going to have to play safe off those. They probably wanted the cue ball to come a touch further down the table and leave it awkward. They weren't going to be leaving it all up the way they played it. So it was kind of a sort of a two-way shot, but executed beautifully. Jaden's now saying just drop this in, but do you want to... Oh, that's fine. Float the gap beautifully. Getting on the 8 ball is going to be tough from here. There isn't going to be much room to land on it really nicely. Would have been better for Savanah and Jaden if that just come up a roll short of where it has. You can just see there on the angle that the natural line is fairly straight if not coming down the table. And if they were just off straight the other way, it'd be perfect. So Jaden can't do anything other than leave a tricky 8 ball.
Yeah, punched it back with a little bit of side rather, to give to have the best shot she can have, but this is fiddly. Oh, that looks pretty good. Heart the pocket. Great shot from Savanah Lowe. Great out from Jaden Billingham and Savanah Lowe. And they are on the boards. Tough one to take for John Maher and Kate Wringe, who probably felt like they made a lot of good decisions in that frame.
Yeah, they did. Let's say one more quarter turn, half turn on that safety shot, and they probably would have been in the driving seat. Also, I would say there was a safety shot quite early on where they left the ball on the top cushion rather than bumping it into play. Now, if they bump it into play, do things work out that they get the snooker in the way they do? We don't know, but if they had that ball in play when they played the breakout shot, it was another ball to be on. So small margins for sure. And as expected is Savanah to break here. So Jaden plays frame 3, Scotch frame 4, and then he plays frame 5. So I always think in these situations that it's not a free hit for Savanah, but the partnership set up beautifully here that even if the worst was to happen and she was to lose this frame, the heavy lifting can then be done by Jaden.
Yeah, and there is a real degree of match play in pairs cup, but probably even more so in the mixed pairs, where we can see a bit of a disparity in level, maybe more than in any other tournament. That's what makes it quite fun to watch. You never quite know what you're going to get. We've seen some terrific partnerships fail to get going at all. We've seen some real underdog ones fly and play some fantastic stuff.
It's how you gel, isn't it, as a partnership? How well can you work together? Especially when, you are right, there are more partnerships where there's quite a bigger difference in level than we'll see in the pairs.
That's a lovely shot.
When John played the breakout, he arguably played it a touch on the firm side, and he tied up a yellow with a red rather than knocking it into play. So that ball now needs to be worked out. It's going to be worked out here and now. No, it's not. He's going to play safe. Thought he was clipping that in and going.
Jaden comes to the table with Savanah. You'll see that a bit in this competition. We saw it quite a bit in the pairs, but something we'll see a lot more in this competition as well. And I think, in all honesty, I spoke to a few of the players about this last year. It's something that is a good thing. We saw, we spoke to a couple who said, you know, I think Megan Proctor being one example, is John's going to try and get out of this little issue. He's done okay, but Megan said, you know, I'm playing with she played with Liam White last year, ran to the final. And Megan's a great player in her own right. She's been to, I think, 4 Ultimate Pool finals now. She's won the last woman standing. England international, super player. And yet, she's saying, why would I not want Liam White, who I love his game. I think he's absolutely awesome. He's been to pro semi-finals, the very, very top of the game. I want him there. Like, I just want to hear what he says. I can ignore it or value it, but I want to hear it.
Yeah, and the best example I can give for you of that is obviously those that have been following Ultimate Pool and Ultimate Pool USA, is that Savannah Easton, who is one of the best female players in the world and also a very, very talented teenager as well, she played with Shane Van Boning, and Shane said to her before the tournament started, if you do everything I tell you to do, we're going to win this tournament. And she said, absolutely. She followed every single step of that, and they won the tournament at 𝗟𝗡𝗘, and she would have learnt a lot from playing with one of the greats of the game.
I love he'll have said it in quite a humble way, but I just love the naked confidence from SVB there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. He was right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. He was right before he said it, and he was definitely right after. So Savannah's going to keep dipping on reds here. She's actually quite nice to take this one left centre.
Route here is so important, and that's where Jaden comes in to really help here, because if you leave the one at the top and the one at the bottom as your last two balls, you're in a world of trouble. You can leave them if you're on the one at the top to get on the one at the bottom, but not the other way around. So it's kind of really important to get your route right here.
Pretty good shot, that.
Yeah, and leaving a connector. See, taking the one down the table, leaving a connector up the table to get on the one right on the top cushion. You can take the one to top right now, just don't leave yourself straight. But I think Jaden's happy with it to come down the table first. There is an argument to go the other way around. A really good argument to go the other way around, actually.
It is going to fall in.
Yeah. The reason I say that, if you'd played the one that's in the open previously and got anything but straight on the one at the top, you'd have had the same shot you've just played, but you're connecting to the 8 ball. So it's just a slight variation. That obviously now you're going to have to execute a very tough shot here.
Cool. Woof. Wow.
So good.
Well, what I was going to say is Savannah had put herself under pressure there. She didn't play a great shot down the rail, caught it quite thick, was lucky really to make it, and she's left herself short with where she wanted to be. You know, tree-topped over that yellow, and she thought, I know I've played a bit of a bad one the last one, but watch this.
Had to punch it in as well. You couldn't just roll it in because you wouldn't get on the one at the top. You'd have been pretty close to it, so that was fabulous.
Brilliant little salvo that from Savanah Lowe. And her and Jaden Billingham are looking good. That's a 2-0 lead.
I know the opening frame had the kick shot plant that was obviously very eye-catching, but that was a much better shot in my opinion. That was a serious bit of queuing over that ball and having to punch it in to widen the angle. That was absolutely fabulous. I said before that it wasn't a free hit for Savannah, but her partnership was set up well, even if they'd lost, because Jaden plays in the next 3 frames. Well, now that she's won it, they are absolutely in the driving seat here with only just over 5 minutes to play.
Pretty good break that from Kate Wringe, but not really rewarded. This will be interesting. Yeah, lovely hit that. Deserved a bit more. Got plenty of movement, good action.
Argument here to say, don't go at all. That I know that Jaden's so good, he can probably work a way out here on the reds, and he'll. Well, it looks like he's going to take that on.
There's an argument, I think, and Jaden might do this, he might not, but I think you want to take reds in the first instant and then maybe get to work.
Well, I think because the red on the left-hand side does go past the yellow to top left, I'm assuming that's the case. It doesn't look like it on the overhead, but it does look like it on the main camera. Then the reds are really good. But I was thinking if that red doesn't go, then why take anything on? Because you've got to play the match clock and just drag this frame out.
So this one does sneak in. Can he push through? No, he wants to get rid of the one on the bottom rail. He's done pretty well. And he will target that red to top left. That's his big problem ball. He could look to get there next. Or is he going to connect it with the one in the middle first? No, he's going there next. This is what Jaden Billingham will see as his 8-ball.
Yeah, I think in an ideal world when he started the visit, he wanted that one in the middle of the table, the one that's nearest the right centre, out the way before he played this one. That's how he would have seen the pattern, but he didn't have the angle to do that, so gets rid of the trickiest ball on the table. Will need a good angle to come down, but there is room. It goes bottom left and right centre, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue.
We're going right centre then. Just has to mind the 8-ball more than anything else, but he's got plenty of room to do that. Loads of room.
Might not get nice on the 8-ball here. I think there's a natural line go quite close to the yellows at the top of the table. Yeah, has to just kill it in, so he's just accepting a trickier 8-ball because of it.
Yeah, it's one that falls into the missable category.
Certainly does for you and I.
Well, yeah, maybe not for the duel. Oh, it was missable. He is human. Little grimace from Sav in the corner, and 𝗬𝗏𝗏 now gets a chance to get to work. It was a tough old 8-ball, that. Especially, and we made the point at the beginning of the night, especially on a 15-second shot clock. He's done a pretty good job, I think, in that visit, particularly of looking fairly composed, Jaden, and not sort of feeling or looking rushed. But I think in an ideal world, he'd have preferred more time. That was a tough shot for Kate to take on there.
I think it's a gamble. I don't think she was really expecting the plant to make because it wasn't on. I think she's gambling that Jaden can't make this 8-ball and opened up all hers to have a chance. Jaden doesn't even take it on. He tried to block the yellow bottom right.
Come on, Kate, 1 minute.
He'll actually be really annoyed about that.
The good news for Jaden and Savanah is they would have the next break in the Scotch frame. Kate's just got to get them there, and who knows from there.
Yeah, Kate's playing speed pool.
Drop the other one in the middle. You'll land plumb on this one. Nice pocket pace.
You don't get a load of time to think.
Yeah, she's slightly worried that she's going away from her work. So John said it nice pocket pace, but she knew that if she did that, she'd have been quite close to the bottom cushion. So she's come a bit firmer up the table and left a slightly awkward angle here.
Great shot.
That's a great shot.
That was lovely.
Just a pop, Kate.
Executed that to perfection.
Yeah, come on then, Kate.
And that. No, that's fine. You'd rather have it top left, I think, anyway. She didn't try and pull it back for the centre, so this is good.
Terrific clearance this from 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏. She's going to give her and her partner John Maher here a shot. In goes the 8-ball. When the cue ball stops, that is how much time they will have. Cue ball has stopped, and it's around about the 45 seconds, which is, I mean, it's tough. It is tough. World record is 27 seconds, but it's a world record for a reason. It doesn't really happen all that often.
Also done by one of the all-time greats.
Yeah,
so
yeah, there is
put
that
it into
too.
context. 45 in a Scotch frame like this, it's going to be a huge challenge. Jaden makes a ball off the break, though, it will be over, because you just can't call the extension automatically, and that will be 30 seconds off the clock. So all he has to do is make a ball.
And he has done just that. And nearly made the 8-ball, which would have put the seal on it.
Get that extension called.
No extension call, but 23 seconds is not going to be enough time for John and Kate to clear these away. And it definitely won't be now. Handshakes will come in just a moment. And Jaden gets one over on his old team manager, and Savanah gets one over on her county teammate. This battle of familiar foes has gone the way of Jaden Billingham and Savanah Lowe. Another great performance from the duel on the main arena table. And Savanah played her part as well, both winning a frame each. And they head into the second round of matches off to a winning start.